of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
We're going to come back, Holy Apostle, Holy Queen, you were making a valid point about
the whole thing is about the whole thing about right and wrong is that Ahezaah gives you the capability to know right from wrong. We try to raise our kids and then we sit back and say, what happened? Well, how much did we whoop our own behinds?
Yeah.
We want to beat them because we hate, and I know from experience.
Some people hate what they see
We
themselves.
hate what we see in our children. We want to beat that ugliness out of them, but we never took time to beat it out of ourselves. Because we would have took the time up to beat it out of ourselves, then our kids wouldn't be seeing that in the mirror when they look at us. They say, well, I'm just like you. And then you get real mad.
Too, though, in a marriage.
Or mother, if we took the time to beat it out of ourselves and effectively do it, we would know the measure by which to discipline the child in another way, by talking to them, getting them used to the idea of reflecting on themselves.
I'm of the belief that it's not what you put on a person, it's what you put in them. And all that I can put in my children is what I put in them through my seed. That's why I tell people, get yourself together, be right with the Lord Most High before you decide that you're going to get married and have children. And if you make the mistake and have children before you're right, then straighten up yourself. Recognize yourself as the greatest enemy. Because your children, they hear what you're saying, but they're more interested in what you're doing. And you might think you're hiding from your children, but you ain't hiding. You can't hide your vibes, your spirit, And then every now and then somebody might come along and say something that your children hear about you, and you be like, whoa, whoa, I remember the first time I had to answer a question. I was a young man, I was in my 20s. And a brother came to me about a wife that I was married to. Because, see, I wanted to be right with Ahezaah. So I was looking for a wife from the time I was a teenager. I wanted to have a righteous family and so forth and so on. I did my best, And, of course, the world was astray and you getting information from people that's astray. So I had to make my way myself to get right. A lot of things that sound good I had to ignore. But I remember my brother came to me and said, why you with her, man? All you gotta do is leave. You taking care of her. She ain't doing nothing. You the man. You should know better. Why you still here? And it just came right from my heart. I said, man, let me tell you something. I'm punishing myself. I am punishing myself for making this mistake. I made a vow, I'm a man of my word, I'm going to give my all until I ain't got nothing left. Huh? Now, one of the problems we have with people is that people don't always understand you. No matter what you do, they may not understand why you doing what you're doing, why you are the way you are, and so forth and so on. They wasn't with you every step of the way of your life. So they misjudge you. But I'm one who truly believes that the truth will always rise at the top. The truth will always be at the top because that's the law. Huh? That of heaven, of paradise go up. That of hell, of the devil go down. Huh? And see, we live in this world of trials, man. And the thing about it is, we have to put ourselves to the task. We get all this information. all these messages from the Lord Most High, and we want to turn away from the key of the message every day, all the time. How many people go to their prayer carpet and pray to Allah to cleanse their being and to try them like it tried its servant Job?
What they say, Allah bless me to accept that which you put on me. But see, some of us, it has our trial right there in front of us, you know, and we won't accept it as a trial. We try to twist it and make it something other than what it is. But it's a trial. And when you finally realize that that's a trial and the law is greater, then you could go. But if you don't put yourself truly in the law's hands and beg Allah, you're going to be in disbelief equal to your fear, which takes you nowhere. I sit back and think about how long we've been together as a community and how we struggle. It's like baby steps. And then when we take a step forward, we take 10 steps backwards. And I know it's not because Allah is not real with the Holy Apostle. Allah has put the Holy Apostle here as a trial for each and every one of us. And because we can't see Allah beyond the Holy Apostle and listen to what Allah has given us, we can't go nowhere. And we spend our life just chasing our tail, you know? And it is not just the community at A.H.A.D. We're a small community, but I look at the Christian religion, I look at all these so-called religion. You figure if all these religions exist and everybody truly, forget what you're saying off that tongue, if everybody truly love Allah, truly wanted for themselves, wanted for all of humanity what they want for themselves, then our world would not be such an ugly place to live. So you got to look at the world as a bunch of hypocrites. People in the world is hypocrites. I don't care how loud they call on Jesus. I don't care how loud people sing. I don't care how loud they play the Dan, they come to prayer. They hypocrites.
Yeah, but you know what? You made a statement there that sound good, but I just got to put a little salt or a little pepper on it because it ain't right. You said how many, you don't care how many people want. You know, it's not about what you want, because everybody up in here want to go to paradise. Everybody up here want to be appreciated by the Lord Most High. But what are we doing to get to what we want? See, you could want a lot of things. That don't mean nothing in the face of Ahezaah. Ahezaah, you want that? Okay, do this. Then you don't want, you can't do that. But you say you want something. See, a person, you got different levels of want.
Right.
And those who want Ahezaah the most, those are the ones that's going for it. You say do what? You say what? Run a 100-yard dash? No problem. What? You say eat that pie? No problem. You say what? Jump off that mountain? No problem. For the true belief, with those who sincere and want it, no problem. You say jump off that cliff? No problem. Now, to other people, it's like, yeah, man, I can see you running that 100-yard dash and eating that pie, but damn, you crazy, man. What do you mean I'm crazy? Why I'm crazy? Because the Lord has increased me in faith, and I believe that whatever it tells me to do is the right thing to do. See, there's a lot of situations, you know, jumping off the mountain, let's not take that so literal. Jumping off the mountain is marrying somebody you don't think that's right for you, and you feel in your heart that your Lord has directed you to marry this person. You know, jumping off that mountain is fulfilling a contract that you've made a mistake about, but you know it's wrong, but you got to fulfill that contract. Now you got a life lesson that you know, okay, I'll make sure that never happen again. Oh, Lord, forgive me. I made a mistake. But I got to keep my word. Depending upon how deep that contract is. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's just goes to so many things, man.
Wow, that was deep.
But if you don't take that message from the beginning, where you going?
Like the profound message of the fear being equal with the disbelief. It's like, okay, that message is clear. It makes sense here. Many people experience their fear, they recognize their fear, they're in a fearful mode, whatever. How many people examine the disbelief, recognize that disbelief exists, so that now when you begin to wrestle with that part of your struggle, that part of yourself, to awaken yourself to it, to acknowledge it, become new with it, now maybe the road opens up that you can begin the next step of acceptance.
And I'm going to tell you something, and that's a scary road. I'm going to tell you, because I've been witness that that's a scary word. I experienced it. But you have to, in order to do it, you have to. Yeah. In my case, I trust Ahezaah, and I love Ahezaah. And I've taken that road, but it has been a scary journey.
But do you trust it enough?
But and a lot of people have to understand that if you don't take the journey, you never know what the ride is going to be like. Yeah. You understand?
Go ahead.
And what I'm saying is, I know that sometimes I could not see from looking, and a lot of times Ahezaah has called me to do things, and I was like, oh heck no, and my whole thing is, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm not going to try this. Going back and forth with myself. But I know that when you express that to other people, right, if they're not with Ahezaah and they don't fear and love Ahezaah, they'll try to turn you away from doing Ahezaah will. Then the people that will encourage you to do Ahezaah will, due to their human nature, they feel the effects of your lacking. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's a hard road. But I always tell my kids, you can never say anything about a thing unless you tried it. Unless you tried it for real, put your heart in it. If you put your heart in, you put all of you in it, and you ask Ahezaah to carry you through it, and it didn't work, then you can say something. But if you never took that step, what the hell is it for you to say about it?
I used to gauge myself off of disbelievers. Okay. But it was after I got to a certain level. It's like I would put things out there to them and see their responses to it. And I'd say, okay, they want me to do that, I'm going the other way. Okay. I used to gauge myself off of people who was weak of faith and disbelief. But when I was younger, I didn't realize that the Holy Quran was meant just for us. When Allah said, this is for those who believe, it didn't register in me how deep that was. Literally, this is for those of you who believe. It's not for those of you who disbelieve. That book is for those of you who believe. Yes, it is. And we out there trying to give it to those who don't believe. And everything in it was to guide those who believe, and we point our fingers at the disbelievers, even those who congregate amongst us saying Allahu Akbar, but they disbelievers, hanging on their fear, being there, trying to suggest to others, come be with me in weakness and evil, so we all be together, and I don't look so bad. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it was, I had to learn that it was for me. And my way of disservice to myself, which wasn't too bad, was that I would read things and say, okay, I'm not going to be like them. I'm going to make sure I don't be like them. Knowing myself that I was there, already had some of that in me, so it was for me, but I was like, I'm not going to be like them. But the good thing about me was that Allah never gave me the desire or the will to go out and hurt people. It was always to help people. So therefore, I didn't go out with a self-accusing finger at people. Right. And because I was trying truly and sincerely to be right with Allah, it gave me insight, it gave me patience, it gave me reasoning, and it gave me faith. And in that, I learned to love it. And once I fell in love with it, with Allah, nobody could change me. And I've had so many people run behind me. You can't love Allah. How you going to love something you can't see? How you going to love something you can't feel? How you going to love something you can't know? That's on you.
And you
I
know,
bet it's good.
and the funny thing about it is, I don't know how many people, I know me personally, you know, you say, I love the law that's in you. And people can't relate to that. I damn sure don't like the evil that's in you, because the evil that's in you usually go against me.
Mm-hmm.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So Allah give us so many ways to love it. You know, it's only when we compromise that we start loving other than Allah.
Mm-hmm.
Even in people,
Yeah.
How about the name?
like
I
our
laugh.
children.
I laugh because you mentioned that. I used to get an experience this week, and I shared it with people. Well, actually last week, and I was sharing it with Messi a little bit. But back to what you're talking about, the love. Everybody want to be loved, but if we don't know what real love is, and Ahezaah is the reality of love. So I asked my Lord, as one of my prayers to it, let's not to be slain by the word loving of yourself, because that opens you up to people's suggestions or what they think. Now it's like you hear word like it's almost like a cringe, not from Ahezaah, but from the people that want to bring, because you think they mean you well, but their intentions many times is ulterior. It's selfish and to take you down. So I said, oh Allah. It didn't mean the Quran like you were saying. Going to Ahezaah's word now and making that book personal to you. Then I used to open up verses in the book where you don't have to look out no more at all to no one else, but to oneself. Oh Allah, I'm not this. I'm not, you're right. You know, this book is for those who seek to believe, strive to believe, want to believe. But Allah got to put the belief in them. Because people all say they believe in the world. Everybody believes, like you said, if the world was right, then you would have the condition that is in right now. There would be a need for a messenger now. But because of the world, the state is in, and Allah do what it wills, as it wills. Showing people that long as there's a righteous one in the town, like it told Abraham in the town, I won't destroy the town. Allah has blessed one who's of it, how to be of it, how to come to it. The saving grace that we call it now is here now. You know, and people, you know, I don't want to speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Only realize now. Lessons only learn after the downfall. I'm thinking about a song Allah gave one of the sounds of now, Revelation. Lessons only learn after the downfall. To recognize where you're not. To now to show where you can go and where to be. Like Jesus told the people, where I'm at, you can also be.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a path to this. There's a way to walk in this. Broad is the way. Narrow is the gate. But people don't catch that.
But you
I'm
know,
glad that you said that you were speaking for yourself, because sometimes we get to speaking and we be speaking for everybody else.
No.
And they don't apply. But like you said, you know, first of all, you're wrong about everybody want to be loved.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to denounce you or anything,
Right,
but
right.
I understand what you're saying. You want to be appreciated.
Okay.
That's why you do what you do when you fall astray, to please other people so that they'll appreciate you. And them being the enemy of you and coming to you with all this jive,
Mm-hmm.
that's your fault.
Right.
Because you put yourself in that position
Right.
to be appreciated, and they recognize that, and once you open yourself up to their appreciation, then they stick their claws like the Satan's claws, Santa Claus. Stick they claws in you and try to tear you apart, bringing gifts of evil to you, to take your mind away from the reality of them. Because see, when I bring love to you, and you being loved by me, sometimes you hate me. Sometimes you angry because I'm bringing my love to you. I'm bringing my love, and it hurts. When I bring my truth, that's my love. People don't want to be loved. They want to be appreciated.
Right.
They have to learn how to be loved. If you really want to be loved, then you will strip yourself naked before your Lord, because it's the only one that can manifest love to you. Because it is love. It is the essence of love. Out of its love, it created the world. And the world is a reflection of itself because it loves itself. Nobody can give you that. They can give you appreciation.
Right.
Huh? Now, if the Lord gives them love for you, then you can relate to what she said.
Right.
Oh, I love the Lord in you.
Right.
you know, you said something that made me reflect on something about.
I want to apologize to the people, to the audience. I get the preaching, I think, talking so loud.
Go ahead. Do what you do to get the
But he
message.
said something so important, but Allah just took me into another zone with me. He said that Allah said it would never destroy a town that the messenger, as long as this messenger was in there. But see, Allah is so beautiful, 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 beautiful. People may think that being a part of the messenger life means that you're safe. But let me explain that destroy a town. Allah will not destroy a town which the messenger is in. That messenger is in the house of Allah. So Allah is not going to destroy its house.
That's right.
But those who are near to the messenger, Allah destroys our home all the time. Inwardly withheld.
Yes, it do.
Takes the
In that
peace
world.
away from us. As a chastisement for not surrendering to its will. And I'm just expressing that because there is some A.H.A.D believers in the audience. And that is very important to know. You could be sitting right next to the messenger like I am. But that world that I'm talking about is that world within you.
Yeah.
And if Ahezaah ain't giving you no peace inside that world that's within you, then know that Ahezaah is chastising you because you haven't done right by his messenger that it has sent to us as a mercy and a blessing in this day and time, which is only here to deliver Ahezaah's word to us. And it's our responsibility to give his message out. And if we're not doing that, we're not doing what Ahezaah has called us to do. I felt kind of bad earlier. No, I didn't. Let me not lie. I didn't feel bad. I became mindful. I said some ill things about someone in the community, and I thought about it, and I said, we have to realize that if we create so much disorder, we have the whole world out here. The devil has us all locked up. The world is mad. It's crazy. And if we create disorder, we have to realize that we're not on the right of Ahezaah. We're on the other side of Ahezaah. And if we become disturbed with each other, we got to see who's on the right side and who's on that left side. Because the world is people say, we living in the last day and we just waiting. Man, you ain't got to wait for nothing. The last day is right here, and everybody lies.
Your last day might be today in this moment, in the next moment. That may be it for you.
Right. The last day in time, man.
But in
They put out there.
Well, when in the meantime, the people aren't even prepared to accept that because they're struggling between that equal fear and that equal disbelief. Just a question, I just wondering. Now, in assistance to those of us who are not arrived, who are and might be even willing to struggle and strive to that disbelief part that's equal to the fear. Is it basically an ugliness? Is it something that we recognize, that people recognize as being an ugly part and you don't want to deal with that?
No. What it is a rejection of faith. Ahezaah is the faith, just like it's love. Right. It's the energy of faith, the spirit of faith. Is that which faith. Well, the thing about faith, because she and I've been going back and forth about this thing. Hope. I said the heck with hope. That's been our problem as black people. We hoping. What you hoping for? What you should be, if you're hoping for anything, you should be hoping for faith. Huh? See, what my message is: get that hope and put yourself in faith. And let Allah take care of all that stuff you want to hope for, because you could be hoping for the wrong thing. Devil got us gone with this hope thing, man. Huh?
Sure no.
Just because you hope, that's like, the whole world, this is the day of revelation, day of a time of the apocalypse.
Right.
The day of the revealing of the world's destruction. And you got millions of people coming together praying for a country that has been devastated. Every time a country or a town gets devastated, all these people come together, start praying, throwing their prayers up somewhere to different gods.
Yeah.
And they think because they have numbers, they got power.
Yeah.
when power is Ahezaah itself. And it don't make no mistakes. Huh? If it means to get you, it's getting you. This is the day of revelation. This is a time of a destruction. It's not making mistakes on the people it's destroying. When it got me for something I did, I recognized before it even completed getting me that it wasn't making a mistake. The Creator don't make mistakes. We make mistakes as human beings. Now we want to all come together and beg the Lord for mercy, but we don't want to take this message. This message hasn't been just for the community of A.H.A.D. I've been sending this message out all around the world. You got the Gen in D.C., the CIA, FBI, keeping this message from going out. You got people in high places interested in me and keeping this message from going out to reach people. Then you got people in the community local who want to make sure this message don't go out.
Yeah.
Then I got the people in the community who is directly called to see that this message get out, don't want this message to get out. Now, that's disbelief. That's an act of disbelief. You don't believe that you're called to get this message out. You don't believe that it's necessary for you to get this message out. You don't believe that Ahezaah count in this whole equation of things. So the message really don't mean nothing. You don't believe that the Lord is angry with you because you just standing pat. So it ain't got to be ugly. You could be walking around here looking like you're a believer, sounding like you're a believer, strong like that. Right? Talking. We know some mighty talkers. But then when it comes to faith, belief, trust, tolerance for the Lord Most High, where is it? Is it lost in hope? Huh? See, they can kick that hope in the butt just like that dream. Stop hoping and do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, a lot of people see. I done preached him out of his skin. It's hopping and doing.
It's hop to it, right?
But the thing about it is that you know, people don't want to surrender to love. See, love, man, love. You heard that song, "Love is a hurting thing." Now, who wants the hurting thing, man?
No,
Who wants a hurting thing? If you wanted love, Idris, all that stuff that's hurting you, that's keeping you from going on getting it, you jump to it. But see, I wanted it. That's why I punished myself. They said, man, you hurting yourself. That's right. I'm gonna hurt myself so bad that I ain't gonna never forget not to make this mistake again. And my Lord had mercy on me for it. He took them trials off of me and enlightened me because I sacrificed myself. I ran to the altar of self-sacrifice. Not, oh, let me sacrifice this for you and this for you. No, for it. I had to sacrifice these desires for that fine woman, that fine car, that job paying all that money was going to take my morals. I had to sacrifice for it. And you know, after all that sacrifice and all those things, then after, it taught me about what I did. And why wisdom was in what it gave me to guide me to it. It taught me after. People looking for the prize before. It taught me after. You understand? You got to sacrifice, man. You got to stop that jive, thinking that you're going to manipulate the manipulator of creation.
No, when you first gave me, the name was given to you, Slick Slick, he took me back. It took me back to that.
You finally caught up.
I said Ahezaah, it's been a beautiful couple of weeks. So many things opened up. I said praise Ahezaah, but the lesson, like I said, is needed because it's only an appreciation, even in the hardship, in the chastisement, in all. The lesson you asked me a question one day about, how do you, the lesson that, not that I try to hold on to them, but the condition that Allah put me in now, I need to bring them back now. That's what happens to me now.
Hopefully next year this time this conversation won't be.
It won't be.
You're gonna have to say what you're going through now, that maybe you will have arrived.
Inshallah.
You know,
we've been giving that, oh man. We've been giving the sign from Ahezaah.
Well, we can keep
Continue this conversation going. We hope you enjoyed what you heard. Think about those who receive this message. May the Lord bless you. You want to write to us? I had incorporated most of us about
Who of you want to do things right, to keep up with keeping your lives tight as in being right with the truth of true insight? Who of you want to do things right? Who of you